In this recap video, we have a look at some of the most interesting updates from April in the whole Void Zero ecosystem. Of course, it's worth checking out the full blog post because we can't fit everything in a single video, and also make sure to subscribe to the newsletter so you get all of these updates monthly in your inbox.
Vite Plus.
When using Vite Plus, especially in bigger repositories, then things can magically slow down, and of course that's not wanted. Even if you have a very basic React and TypeScript application with Vite and the React compiler, just running VP format, which calls OX format under the hood, takes around 650 milliseconds. Now, this is quite fast, but for these couple files, 14 to be precise, it could be faster. The reason for the slowdown are actually the Vite plugins that are also loaded for VP-lint, VP format, and other commands. In this case, it's the Babel plugin that causes some slowdown. Luckily, there's a new lazy plugins function that Vite Plus provides, so we can lazy load these plugins that are not needed during lint and format. To do that, we can extract this and here call the lazy plugins function. The function should return an array and can add the plugin. If we run the VP format command again, we see that there is not that much of a change now, and that's because the Babel plugin is still loaded synchronously. Lazy plugins can also be an async function where we make sure that the startup time of the Vite plugin is also not counting into our formatting and linting time. What we're going to do instead is we want to lazy load the Babel plugin right in this function and eventually return the call as before. So to do that, we remove the top import from import Babel from rolldown plugin Babel and replace it with the async dynamic import. If we run the VP format command again now, then we will see that there is actually quite a speed up from around 650 milliseconds down to 450. And sure, we're only talking about milliseconds right here, but keep in mind that this is a standard Vite application and not a huge project. So that will make a big difference if your formatting or linting would be slow. More infos as usual in the Vite Plus docs.
Vite.
For all Module Federation enthusiasts, there is a new update. In the beginning, we thought about introducing Module Federation straight away at the core of Rolldown, the Rust-based bundler that's also powering Vite. But eventually, we came to the conclusion that the Vite plugin that exists, the Module Federation Vite plugin, is already powerful enough, and that's the recommended way now to do Module Federation. The Vite plugin already offers a wide range of working implementations for different frameworks, both as host and as remote. So if you need a Module Federation solution, the plugin is the way to go. Also, a big thank you to all the contributors to this open source plugin. Keep it up.
Vitest.
Vitest 5 is in the works, and we can already get a little sneak peek on some experimental features that are to come. One of them is the own built-in trace viewer that doesn't only work with Playwright anymore. Now you have a great overview straight in Vitest UI what is happening in your tests. For example, that you fill an input field, that you click on a button, and you also see the exact positions in the code right here side by side. Of course, you can also use the traces further for whatever you need, as you don't need any external tooling to see them and can also use the HTML reporter to have a look and see what's possibly wrong. The good news is this is one more reason why you should try out the browser mode and maybe also have a peek at Vitest 5 and give some feedback.
Oxlint.
One of the biggest pain point of Oxlint at the moment is that it can't really lint the template of non-JSX components. So think of frameworks like Svelte, Vue, or Angular. They are all limited to only linting the script part. Same for Astro and others. And of course, we work on a solution for that, but we want to do it right and not just apply a quick hotfix. A bit ago, OXC team member Cameron shared an RFC for embedded framework support for Oxlint, also known as language plugins. And if you want to see support for your favorite framework, and yes, it's not only about the ones that I just mentioned, then take a look at the RFC and give some feedback. There were already some great comments from other open source contributors, linter maintainers, and power users, so feel free to add your 2 cents as well.
Community.
npmX is using Vite Plus under the hood since the early days. And one of the latest news to the site itself is that you can't only pick your package manager, but also choose Vite Plus here to have an easy way of copying the right command and don't rely on your package manager, but on the one that Vite Plus is managing for you. So one less friction point of adopting the tool.
The end.
Yes, these were some of the most interesting highlights in the Void Zero ecosystem in the month of April. Let me know what your favorite was, and if we missed anything, drop it in the comments below. Make sure to read the full blog post and see you in the next video around here.